We live.
We live.
Hello.
What's the day, y'all? It's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
7 p.m.
Hey.
Central Standard Time. First of all, thank y'all for joining us. I know y'all come in whenever you come in, but just to get the party started, thank y'all for joining us. We greatly appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you guys, meeting you guys, and looking forward to this going on and on and on, and building and touching everyone that we can. And hey.
Look at that. Oh, and happy early Father's Day.
Thank you.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you, darling.
To all the amazing dads.
Yep.
Rocking it out.
Happy Father's Day to everybody. We actually, that's part of the reason that we're doing this topic this week is due to Father's Day coming up. Mm-hmm. So we want to be there and that couple, that dad, that mom, to encourage those dads out there to keep striving to be great dads, and to if you're not, then hey, it ain't never too late.
It ain't never too late.
Never too late.
Never too late. I got a question though.
Yes.
Before we go into our topic.
Yep.
But it is geared toward, fathers. But I just have a question that I need a little bit of clarity on, because I have my opinion and my thoughts about it. But I want to hear yours and some other people about how they feel about when women, sometimes, you'll see on Sunday, when you see all the Happy Father's Day posts and all that, but then you'll see some women on there that are going to say, Happy Father's Day to all the moms, or Happy Father's Day to me. Mm-hmm. Because, the kid or their children may have absent dad. So how do you feel about a woman recognizing herself or another woman for Father's Day? I'll tell you how I feel. Okay? I'm going to tell you how I feel.
Okay.
I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. Like, I understand being a mother and being your child's only support system and showing up and being the mom and the dad. I understand that, playing both roles when necessary. I get that. But I just don't feel that we should be saying Happy Father's Day to us. We have our day, right? Mm-hmm. Mother's Day. We have our day. So even if you do have a child and the dad is absent, I don't feel that you should be recognizing yourself on Father's Day.
I agree.
I think that I understand it, because you are stepping up and you are being the mom and you are being the dad. Mm-hmm. Hey, Uncle Harry. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, sir.
I do get where a woman could feel like I'm doing both jobs. I'm being a mom and I'm being a dad. So I can completely understand why someone would say that. But I don't think that you should be recognizing yourself as a woman on Father's Day. I don't agree with that.
I agree with you. I feel like you do your part as a mom, and even though you have dual roles, mm-hmm. I feel that you can't replace a dad just because he's not there. I feel like you should still be able to leave that door open or leave that option open to where he could have a life-changing experience, to where maybe he said, you know what, I do want to step it up he may be able to see our podcast or something and say, you know what, man, I listen to people's opinions and comments and concerns, and you know what, I agree with them. And now he's changed his mindset to where he want to go back in his kid's life. And it may be his kid, he ain't been in his kid's life for 18 years or 8 years. But when he come back, allow him to come back. Let him rebuild whatever he's trying to build with his kid. Don't say, I've been here this whole time, I'm the dad, or I don't do that. So I totally agree with you on that. But a lot of women do. I won't say a lot of women, but it's some women that do that.
There are some women, I mean, you'll see it on Sunday. Whenever you start seeing the Happy Father's Day post, you will see some women saying Happy Father's Day to me, or Happy Father's Day to the single moms, or you will see, hey Brandy, thanks for joining.
Thank you. Share.
You will see some women reference themselves as the fathers. And
Right.
I just don't feel that, I don't think that's right. I understand it, but I don't think it's right. And I also feel like it's coming from a bitter place.
Yeah.
So
Some can
it's
be
a
bitter.
bitter and a petty place
Petty.
that you're coming
Yeah,
from
yeah.
to say Happy Father's Day to me.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
what is that to me? What is that saying to your kids? Even though I get it. I get if the dad is absent and he's not present. Like, I completely understand a woman maybe feeling a way about that. But what is that projecting on your children when you saying things like that? It's definitely not positive. Regardless of the situation, I feel like even if a dad is absent, I just don't feel like a woman should be bashing a father because he is not around. Especially in front of children, I would say. In the public, you can feel how you want to feel, because I get it. You feel abandoned, alone. You feel like you got to do everything. He left you hanging. Like, I get it. But how does that, when you're saying things like that, you're projecting those feelings onto the children. I feel that way.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I really couldn't answer that, only because I haven't been in that position.
Right. And I haven't either, so I can't say.
To where my mom did that.
Right.
So I would have to get an opinion, or I would have to get some advice from somebody that's been in that place. That would have to come from probably like a kid or something, or somewhere around like Maya's age, like 18. Because back in our day, we didn't have Facebook and stuff like that, so
Right.
it wasn't going on. So we would have to get the opinions of someone that was younger, that their mom did that.
Right. Yeah.
But I still wouldn't agree with it.
Right.
Still,
Yeah. Okay. I just had that question before we dived into the topic. That's just always been a question of mine as to why women do that.
Yeah.
So.
But the topic, the topic for today is the impact of a father's presence versus a father's absence. And once we dive into it, I'll give one of my personal experiences that I experienced with the absent father. So I'll get into that once we kind of dive in, and like I said, today will be interactive, so we'll bring you on live so you can give your own opinion, your own testimony if you have one in reference to not having a present father, and then your dad come back into your life, what that transition was like.
How did it affect you?
How did it affect you? Yeah. How did it impact your life as well as his life? Or if I have a dad on live that was absent and then became present, how that impacted his life and his kids' life as well. So hopefully we have quite a mixture of guests that will be able to express themselves or give their opinion or voice the experiences that they had, to where we can
So if you guys want to
hopefully be able
join
help
live,
somebody.
just request and we will add you on to the live so we can hear your thoughts on the topic of discussion. So
Yeah, just let us know if you want to come on live and we'll add you on or whatever. So just for as the topic itself, like, what is a present dad though?
You're a present dad.
Yeah.
You're a present dad. You're a present dad because you're here, one. But I mean, even if you wasn't here, you could still be a present dad. Doesn't mean you absolutely have to be in the household to be a present dad.
Right.
You just have to show up, be active, show that there is a dad that is present in the child's life. Show up to the activities, everything that the child has going on. Check in, see what's going on with them at school.
Yeah.
If they failing in their class, the mom should not be the only one that knows that the child is struggling.
Right.
You got to insert yourself in what's going on in your children's lives. So even if you're not in the home, a child should never not feel your presence, even if they're not there.
Agree.
Like, say for instance, with prior to you, before you and I got married, and I was a single, mom with me and DJ. DJ never felt abandoned by his dad, even though we didn't make it in a relationship. Who he was to DJ never changed. Like, he was always there. Football games, anything that was going on at the school, he was there. Sometimes he would show up at the school before I would. I mean, homework, he was helping him with his homework. He was always present, no matter what the situation was, the good, the bad. When Christmas, he would come and see, him open his Christmas presents up when he was smaller. And once he got older, he would go there. We would kind of switch out or whatever. But he was always there, even though he didn't live in the home. DJ never felt like his dad wasn't present, because his presence was so strong in his life. He didn't miss it, even though he wasn't physically in the house with us day to day.
Right.
But he saw him he saw him all the time. Games, whatever. He spent time with him. He did everything that he was supposed to do as a father. Showing him how to change a tire on a car. I mean, even like the little bitty things. So he never lacked in that area, even though we wasn't together.
Right.
So you don't have to necessarily be in the home to be present.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, with you're a present dad. You're here. I mean, you picking your kids up from school. When I can't get to them, you get them. But you pick them up more than I do, really.
Right.
You pick them up, you take them to school. You at all the activities. You praying with them. Like, you showing your presence in their life day to day.
Yeah.
So, for me, you like one of the great examples of a present dad.
Yeah, and
So,
I was looking at this speaker. I have to look his name up, but he was saying I think he had about 7 different types of dads, and he was just kind of breaking down the difference between the presence of being in the house, because he was saying that you can have a dad that's in the household, but he's not there physically. Oh, I mean, not there mentally. He's not there emotionally. And so you can be a present dad, but you can be lacking needs of your kids that could be missing, that they need.
right.
You can have a present dad that's abusive.
Yeah.
You can have a present dad that's verbally abusive.
Right.
So it's more to it than just being in the household. I think it's more of a, how they say the women are more nurturing, the men are more of the physical parent, but that don't necessarily have to be. Like, I feel like the dad can be nurturing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you ain't gonna find no dad's breastfeeding, but you can find.
I hope not.
But I don't know nowadays.
We ain't going there. That's another Thursday. Keep going.
But you still have dads that's, like you said, like I'd make sure that I spend time with them. I pray with them. Even every morning I'm dropping them off at school. Like, I make sure that, hey, put your phones up real quick. We got to say our morning prayer. And I wait for them to say amen. I wait for them to, if they don't, I know they wasn't listening. So, all right, we're going to start over. You know, to let them know that, hey, I'm here. I need y'all to be active with me so that they can feel that. So when they grow up, they'll understand that if for my daughters, I want them to be able to kind of like put me on a list, on their husband list, for as like some of the things that I do, some of the traits that I give off.
For sure.
Some of the things that I show Tiff, to where they like, I like that. I like that about my dad. He'll open the door for me, do this and do that. You know, I want them to be able to have that list that they can go off of.
Yeah.
And make sure that they I would say have certain standards for themselves.
Absolutely. I know for me, with my dad, I have a list, growing up, because of the way that my dad has always been with me and my mom. And so I always had a certain type of man that I wanted or that I was attracted to. It was certain things like it. I would look at a guy like, okay, a lot of the things that you do, like, that's my dad. Like, you have a lot of the traits that my dad has. And so for me, being with you as your wife, I feel protected. I feel like you just check all the boxes for me. And so with our girls growing up, they'll be the same way, because they'll see, okay, this is how my dad interacts with my mom. Like you said, he opened the door, like he taking the trash out. Like, it's little things, but those things make a huge impact on women. And so to see, I think especially with you and I, because you do know how to, you're a man, yeah. But you also know how to be a caring husband to me. So they see both sides of it. So I'm able to get the man side of you, but I'm also able to get the caring, nurturing side of Antoine. Like, I'm taking care of my wife. So the little things that they see you do, those are some of the things in looking for a man that they will carry with them when they, get married or start dating and things like that. Like, you set the bar high, really. You really do. So I know whoever they end up with, it's gonna be a little hard.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a little difficult, because they're not gonna just settle for anybody.
Right. But and it's kind of like tying into the story what I was going to say in reference to how my dad impacted my life with his absence. So when I was growing up and I was in school, like, my dad was there up until my mom and dad was married up until I want to say about 6 or 7, probably. I was still playing Pee Wee football.
Oh, you were young.
So he came to some of the games and stuff like that. But he was very active when I was young, like, extremely active. And when they split. So then it was a single parent household. So my mom raised me, and she took on all the husband and wife duties. She did it. She was at all my football games. She was the team mom. She was there to race me and stuff like that, helping me to pick up my speed and all that stuff. That's she took over that. So going through school, when you have friends that their dad is present, and not even in a household, but they dads came to some of the games. Their dad, on their birthdays, their dad was giving them money. They dad gave them gifts, or just came over to visit sometimes, or you went by their house, this and that. Like, you don't know how bad that impacts your life until it impacts your life. So, and I say that by saying, when I was in school, even in high school, I had some of my friends where their dads would be in their lives, right? And they would bring them presents. They would give them money for their birthdays. They would hang out with them sometimes. They'd go to their dad's house and spend a night. all this and this and that. Well, I would get jealous, but I wouldn't show it. It was just internal. It was internal because I really wanted to be like, have a relationship with my dad like they had with their dad. But I always internalized it. I always suppressed it. I pushed it down because I'm good. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm going home to my mom. We enjoy ourselves. My mom taking care of me. I'm okay. But it wasn't until I was about 25 years old. I was about 25. And so before me and Tiff, I was married. So with my ex-wife, like her dad he was like, we was close, extremely close. So I remember going to Chicago one time, and I spent like, I want to say about 2 weeks with them. And I was just, hung out. Me and him we was real close, meaning like spiritually, like he would pray with me, everything. And this is when I'm 25 years old. I'm engaged to his daughter. So me and him is building a father-son relationship. I didn't know how impactful this would be at the time. So the day before I'm leaving, I wrote everybody in the household a letter. And when I got to write his letter, I started crying. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm tripping. I'm like, what am I crying for? But I was expressing to him like how much I appreciate him and what he done and how much he's impacted me in this short period of time. And I remember seeing a vision of, it was a little kid opened up a door, and now I'm looking at it. I see this vision clear. It's a little kid that opened up a door inside of me. Opened up a door, and when he opened up the door, he ran out. But he ran out, and he was like happy.
Oh, wow.
He had his hands up. It was sunny outside. He was just extremely happy.
Wow.
And what it said was, it's almost like he just released that kid that's always been locked up, been jealous of other kids
for so long.
I was like, I'm there, and that's the reason I started crying. I didn't know why I was crying, but that was the reason I started crying. He unlocked that door.
Wow.
And I was like, man, so we was extremely close. Like, we still have a relationship now to where we have a little bond. Yeah. And it was like, man, I didn't know that. But throughout my life, before that, like, as my mom, and she would date guys or whatever, I would never get close to them. I would never call them dad. I would never call them, if they was her boyfriend, whatever the case is, I wouldn't let them get close to me. And it's not that I was purposely doing it or consciously doing it. I didn't know that. I just wouldn't. I didn't have no relationship with them. I didn't care to. Now, I would talk, and I wouldn't say that I would be mean. I was extremely nice, and we had relationships, but it wasn't a relationship like a father-son relationship at all. And so when that happened, I was like, man, it really shook me. So I understood then the impact that it had on my life that my dad was missing. But that being said, I learned so much from my dad's absence that helps me now for me being present in my kids' life. Yeah. So I don't want them to have to go through school, life, or whatever, feeling like I felt. Yeah. So that's what makes me be more present. That's what makes me show them attention. That's what makes me love on them like I do. They may get on our nerves. And I'd be like, go. But at the end of the day, they know I'm here. They know I got them. Absolutely. They know. The other night, Scott came in there and Dad, can you put this? It was a toy she got from McDonald's or Chick-fil-A or something. It was just a little paper box, and she couldn't get it together. Mm-hmm. And I put the little box together. Here you go, babe. And she was happy about it.
Yeah, she was.
I did something one time, and she said, I'm her hero.
Yeah, she did.
But things like that is what impacts a kid's life with a present dad. Mm-hmm. With an absent dad, it's the total opposite. Yeah. And I don't wish that on nobody.
Yeah.
So, I've been in a place to where my kid, like with my ex-wife, like we have joint custody now. But for a long time, she had full custody. So I had to be that dad to go pick her up every other weekend, things of that sort. But I had to do it.
Right.
I could have been that dad because I'm on child support or whatever the case is. Look, I'm paying child support. I ain't got to do all that extra. I ain't got to do that. Mm-hmm. Who is it about? It's about your kid. Right. So I would purposely make sure that I spent that time and went to go pick my kid up. Yeah. Now, if it was a weekend, because I've had jobs where I had to work on the weekend, there's nothing I can do about that. Mm-hmm. Nothing you can do. Would she get upset sometimes because I'm interfering with her schedule? Yes. I couldn't do nothing about that. I can't quit my job to go pick her up. Right. But you better know that I'm going to get her my following weekend, or if I can get her during the week, I'll get her during the week, whatever I can to make sure that I'm there. Mm-hmm. So, I'm just like, I don't want my kids to go through what I went through. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, how do you feel all those years that you didn't have a dad? I'm grown now. Like, I'm a grown man. Do you resent him? Do you regret him not being there? Do you just pay him no attention no more and just be like, you know what? Man, you wasn't there. Squash that. I'm good. I'm going to be this dad to my kids.
How do you get past that?
You know what? Forgive and forget. Mm. Whatever he did in his life, whatever he was going through, the reason he wasn't there, that's his business.
Yeah.
I don't have nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Whatever. We all have a choice to make, whatever the case is. Mm-hmm. But what I did was I built a relationship with him.
Yeah, you did.
So I started calling, to this day, I call my dad, hey, what you doing? Every week. Mm-hmm. What you doing? You good? Checking in on you. It don't matter what happened in the past.
Yeah.
We have a relationship. We don't see each other a lot, but I bet I'm on the phone with him. I'm calling him, hey, how you doing? I'm checking in on you. Mm-hmm. Whatever the case is. I don't know how that makes my dad feel.
Right.
I know that sometimes when I call him, I can hear it in his voice where he may be happy to hear my voice, but at the same time, I really don't know how he feels, but I'm pretty sure he's thankful that I do extend that relationship to him.
I'm sure he does, because he probably wouldn't know how. Like, a lot of times when you're not present, it's kind of like, how do I connect with my child after so long? So much time has passed by. Mm-hmm. How do you go back and connect with your child again? Because you can't get that time back.
Right.
Right? There's nothing you can do to change what has already happened. But I guess it would have to come from both sides. Both parties would have to be willing to fix it and work on it to move forward. Right. But I guess in listening to you, saying what you kind of experienced growing up and then how you were once you, became an adult, mm-hmm. then I guess for me, that does answer the question for me that it does, if your dad is absent or present, it does make a huge impact on who you are and who you become.
Yeah. Because you don't have, sometimes a dad can instill certain things and certain qualities that a mom just can't.
That's true.
It just, she don't have it in her. She don't have the, I don't know what word to use. It's almost like a gift, a fatherly gift that you give to your kid. But the mom just don't have that to give. She can do so much nurturing and providing and stuff, but it's something about her dad's presence that makes a total difference for your kid. Mm-hmm. And so I would just like to, I mean, I really want some men to come on or voice their opinion and say, or women, and just give their opinion on how their kid, traits or signs that they see that their kids have with the absent dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't ask God that.
No, I can't even say that because I
Right.
had my dad.
Right.
You know, so I don't know what that's like. That's not an area in my life that I lacked or I missed out on because my parents still together. Like they getting ready to have their 48th anniversary next month. So I don't know what that's like to not have a male figure in my life or not have that presence. So I would love to hear from somebody that, you know, outside of you that has experienced that, or a dad that's trying to rebuild a relationship with a child.
Right.
How do you do that? Like, because I see so many that are just resentful of their fathers because they were not there. But then I see so many fathers that, you know, you got some dads that may not have a relationship with their kids because they may have been in prison.
Right.
You know, it's certain situations. Not all of them are absent because they just didn't care.
Yeah.
Some of them are absent because of certain circumstances that happened that caused them to not be there.
Right.
But how do you go back and bridge that after so much? Like, I'm used to not having you in my life.
Right. I think it's consistency, and being just pure at heart about it. Don't do it. I wouldn't do it to prove a point to nobody, because some dudes will. They'll try. Then you have some that really genuinely text my mom for me. Genuinely try to be there. And one thing I will say though, women, if you're bitter, if you're mad at your kid's dad because of y'all relationship or something that he did, please don't use your kid against him. Don't do that. Like,
yeah.
Please don't.
The kid will grow up and be resentful of the mother.
Right.
Because
don't do that. Like that you're hurting the kid more than you're hurting him. Mm-hmm. And you just thinking about yourself. That's a selfish move. To me, that's a selfish move. Now, if it's a dad that just been a jerk, I understand some things. But at the same time, if it's a dad that was a jerk, but now he's changed, give him a chance.
Right.
Give him a chance to rekindle that relationship with his kid.
Yeah.
Because he could be that dad that just leave forever. And now you got to have all the questions for your kid.
Right.
When he could have gave them the answers that you got to answer. Mm-hmm. So I would say
never be the reason.
Yeah.
Never be the reason. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, people do what they do. They make decisions that, you know, they can't take it back. But never be the reason why your child is not able to connect with their father. At the end of the day, are they doing certain, they may be moving in a shady way, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you like, I don't want them around my child, this and that. But never be the reason why your child does not have a relationship with their dad. Because you don't ever want your child to come to you and say, you're the reason. Yeah. You're the reason. I don't care. I mean, I understand protecting your child. I get that.
Right.
But, I mean, I would never be the reason why my kid does not have a relationship with their father. Now, whatever you do, that's on you.
That's on us.
That's on you. But no one will say, you kept me away, or you didn't pay child support this month, you can't see your child. Like, I would never be the reason why. Yeah. Whatever the relationship is with the child and the father, that's completely on them. Yeah. I would never stand in the way of that.
Child support gonna be another podcast.
Yeah, that's
a whole nother subject.
Yeah, we gonna I'm sure a lot of people get mad at me about that one. But okay, keep
going. But you know what? But I would say for an absent dad that just don't care. Mm-hmm. That feel like I gotta be in the streets more than be in my kid's life. Change that, bro. Yeah. Like, your kids need you in their life. You don't know how hurtful or impactful that is to your kid. Like, it really, they may not say it. They may have suppressed it like I did. It may be locked away. And they have created this wall or a cold heart towards you. And they won't say it, but they have. So when you do change or when you do try to come around and they ain't paying you no mind, you know why. And then here you go again. You like, well, shoot, she ain't paying me no mind, forget it. No, you got to rebuild that relationship. Yeah. You got to tear down them walls.
So at what point in your adulthood did you decide, because you were the one that initiated your relationship
with my dad,
with your dad,
right? So
what made you decide that you wanted to build a relationship with your dad? Like what triggered it?
For one, I wanted my kids to know who their granddad was.
Okay.
But prior to that, I never stopped longing to have a relationship with him. Never. So I've always wanted a relationship with my dad.
So out of everything that happened as a child and him not being there and you being disappointed so many times, you still longed for that peace.
Yeah. Yeah, I always wanted it. Even if we don't talk, even if I don't see him all the time, just to talk to him and hear his voice, crack up with him, I'm good with that. I'm okay with that. Because I didn't have it. I don't need his gifts. I don't need you to give me money now. I don't need none of that stuff.
Right.
I didn't really need it then.
Because your mama, she
right.
She
but
had
I was
you,
but I was jealous. But that it was like this little jealous spirit that always came up when I seen my friends and they dads. And here you go, son. Here go $20. Here go $50, $100, whatever the case is. Or here you go, a gift. Or hey, I'm gonna come pick you up and take you to the baseball game. I didn't have that. So it was always this little jealousy that was there that would show itself, but it wouldn't come out.
Hey, April.
It was just there.
Yeah.
But I always wanted that bond in that relationship. So now, you know, like I said, I don't see him a lot, but just to talk to him, I'm satisfied with that.
You have no expectations.
None. But also that goes with you have to be forgiving.
Right. Yeah.
You have to let that stuff go. You have to release whatever happened. You got to forgive and forget. Don't even bring it up. Don't even worry about what happened.
Right.
Don't worry about it. Just let it go. Build a relationship.
Yeah.
I can't really speak for everybody because some people may be different. Every situation is different.
Because there are some that their dads wasn't in their life as children, and they don't deal with them as adults.
Yeah.
They like, you didn't do nothing for me when I was a child. I don't want nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
So there's a wall up. So it's just, but it's hurt there.
Yeah. And I would say that even then, like you may not notice it, but when you go through life without your dad, you don't have a father figure to be an example of to your kids. So when you do get kids, like when I started out, I wasn't the best dad. Like I was young, of course, you know, but I was still trying to play and run the streets and do this. And I ain't have time to be a dad. I was a dad. I ain't have time to be a dad.
When you wanted to be a dad.
Right. I ain't have time for all that. I was in and out. So my mom helped me a lot, you know, but I had to be in them streets and do this and do that and was having fun in life.
It's a maturity thing.
It's a maturity thing.
You were young when you had your first daughter, so.
But it's a maturity thing as well. But it goes again to show I didn't have an example of that dad that was there to show me this is how a present dad is. I don't care what your age is.
Yeah.
You can be 18 and know how to be a present dad.
Yeah.
So it was that impacts your life as a dad without having a present dad to show you these are things that you need to learn or do or show your kids. I didn't have that.
Yeah.
So it kind of like the maturity helped me to get to where I am, you know.
Yeah.
But
If any of you all want to come on live, just request and we will let you come on.
Yeah,
share your thoughts and opinions.
We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear how you feel, if you've experienced that before, if you know somebody else that has experienced it. If you got a kid that want to come on and say how they feel, bring them on and share the live so people can, request or join or whatever the case is, and or send a message. If we don't see a request, just send a message and say, hey, can I come on live or whatever?
Yeah,
and then we'll send a request or whatever. But yeah, I feel like it's a lot to it, and the economy, the government, just the world period, like they don't promote present dads. They don't promote a 2-parent household. They promote absent dad, single parent household, get on welfare and make the dad suffer.
They promote a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and it's so bad. Like even and like no, I ain't even gonna say that. We go child support a whole nother subject. Yeah, that's a whole nother podcast. But we go talk about that for sure. But I don't know, man. I want to hear from y'all. Like, let me know in the comments how you feel. What is your concerns or what are your thoughts in reference to, or give a short breakdown of what is a absent dad versus a present dad. Was your dad in the household? Is a young lady, how did they make you feel having a present dad? How do they make you feel now? What do you look for in your husband or a boyfriend or whatever?
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you look for because you had a dad in your life?
Or if you did not have
or if you didn't have a dad in your life.
How has that impacted your relationships with men?
Right.
Because a lot of times I hear a lot of women, they have a lot of bad relationships because they did not have a father figure in their life. So it's like they're on this journey to searching for their dad in a man, and they just making all the wrong decisions. And it's like a repetitive thing. They just keep doing and keep doing and keep doing because they're looking for something. They don't really know what they're looking for.
Right. They looking for something that they don't know.
Right.
They don't even, it's like you walking blindly.
Right.
Because you trying to, it's like almost like a married couple. Sometimes a married couple can get married based on the idea of how they think marriage should be. And it's not like that when you get married. It's work.
Yes.
It's work.
It is.
And I think that with this situation with an absent dad, for a young lady to be raised by her mom, like you searching for something in a man that you don't have no clue you should be searching for. It's like asking, you don't know what questions to ask. So this is why you could continue to choose the wrong guy.
Yeah.
You continue to choose this guy that you think should be like this, or you think should have this trait, or maybe it's I want somebody with just money, and I know money will solve it. No. It won't.
No.
It won't.
No.
But
so yeah, I just hear a lot of I think a lot of men and women, they carry that resentment, like you know what I'm saying, and so. I think you're one of the great examples of being able to dismiss everything that happened with your father, in your childhood, what you experienced. And now you're like, okay, maybe he just didn't know how to reach out to you, but you took the first step and he was welcoming,
right.
So
he wasn't a bad dad.
Yeah,
he wasn't a bad dad. He just wasn't there.
Yeah.
He just had his own thing. He just did his own thing.
Some people just don't, they don't know how to tap into that. Like some people, they can tap into being a parent is an instant thing. Like for moms, some moms, they just get it. Some moms don't. Like, they like somebody, they got to have an older grandmother or somebody kind of tell them, girl, this is what you're supposed to do. Yeah. And, but some of us just tap into it. Some of us don't. It's the same thing with dads. But that goes off of if you don't have anything go off of an example, how do you get into, you know what I mean? It makes it kind of hard.
Yeah. And then look, even with Father's Day coming up, how do you interact with your dad that was always absent for Father's Day? Because, you want to give your dad a gift and say, Happy Father's Day. I want to get you a card and tell you how much I appreciate you and this and that. But your dad was never there for you. How do you do that? Like, even with me, like with my dad not being there for so long, I ain't worried about him for Father's Day. I'm not trying to, I can't find a card. I can't write nothing down to say, Dad, I appreciate you and this and this. I have nothing to say.
I remember you saying that one time. I asked you, I said, you going to get your dad a card Father's Day? And you said, how do I find a card to say what I'm feeling?
Can't. So, no dad wants to get a card saying what you didn't do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you ain't got nothing to say, don't say it at all.
Right.
So I wouldn't get him nothing. Period. But now, even though we've established a relationship, now I can get him a card and say, I can even go as small as to say, yeah, I appreciate you taking my calls. I appreciate you listening to me. I appreciate the laughs that we have now. Even if it's been 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and I'm in my 40s, I can say, I appreciate you. When I couldn't say that. But now I can, and it may be small, like, and I don't care about that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're building something and, y'all, I don't know if y'all seen that show, This Is Us. Remember that? When his name is Sterling, but I forgot what his name was on the show.
Yeah, the black guy.
Yeah, but his dad was absent. And when they did link back up, he tried to build a relationship. It was hard, but he built a relationship right before his dad passed away. I don't know if y'all seen that show, but that whole season where he was kind of building a relationship with his dad, it was so realistic that, on the show where his dad died, like me and Tiff was in here crying. We was teary-eyed.
Yes.
But we know
it was real.
It was the realness, the impact of it. I can feel it. Even though my dad haven't passed away, thank God. But I can feel whoever the writer is for This Is Us, I can feel the writing. I can feel how deep they went.
Yeah.
To really find out how somebody feels or how it is to rebuild a relationship from nothing.
Right.
So, honestly, I just want to encourage absent dads for this year, 2023, man. Get back into your kids' lives. So much is going on in the world right now with, like I said, with the government, with things that they're exposed to, kids getting killed on a regular basis, like over stupid stuff, kids getting raped, kids getting kidnapped, and it's just, man, it's so much stuff. Don't be that dad that regret that I didn't have a relationship with my kid, and now something happened, and I wasn't there, and I never got a chance to really have a relationship with him.
Right.
Be that dad to say, man, I had the best year of my life. I had the best 6 months of my life with my kid rebuilding. So I really encourage y'all, man, to just really get back in your kids' lives, even if it's a phone call a week, a phone call a day, just to start the process.
Right.
I'm telling you, your kid will appreciate it. It will help them.
Yes.
And then you get to that stage to where you can really be that father figure that they need. And stepdads, greatly appreciate y'all. Greatly appreciate a stepdad that stepped in and stepped up.
Absolutely.
To take advantage of a kid that didn't have that. So, yeah, they may, if you're a new stepdad, they may not deal with you at first because they still want their mom and dad, or they want their dad to be in their lives. Be patient.
Yeah. It's going to take some time.
Take it from experience. Be patient. Trust me.
Yeah, because DJ was not dealing with him. When we first got together, DJ was not dealing with Antoine at all. In no manner whatsoever.
Yeah. And Tiff was at the point of, I don't really know how this going to work because, you know, my son ain't really. Yeah. And I told her, I was like, just be patient. Have patience.
I was like, I don't know. I don't think this is going to work because DJ is just not feeling you at all.
Yeah.
And it was kind of scary because I'm never going to be the mom that's going to put my children in an uncomfortable place.
Right.
And so it was difficult for me because I didn't understand it in the beginning. And so, but I mean, they have a great relationship now. It just took some time. Like you said, it took some time.
Yeah.
And so, you've been awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you need to rock it out.
For sure.
But that brings us up. We're almost done for the night. Just want to send a little reminder that we are still accepting donations for our Feed the Homeless. This is just something that we have a heart to do. We are not affiliated with any other organization that's doing it, or this is just us, me and my husband here. Just want to be a blessing to people and just kind of give back. So we're going to donate blankets and suitcases, backpacks, bags, things like that. Bags. So they can have something to carry their items in. The last time we did an event, we just kind of saw where they had bags and things that
zippers missing.
It was just not in a great
rubber
condition.
Bands to hold the bags together. Yeah. Blankets was like filthy.
Yeah.
And I know, you know, over time the blankets may get dirty, but at least if we can give them some new, clean, fresh smelling blankets, some bags that close all the way with all the wheels on it. I've seen people with only 2 wheels on a 4-wheel bag.
Right.
I've seen people with 3 wheels on a 4-wheel bag. You know, and they dragging it, or the handles is broke. And so, you know, it's like, man, you know, we just want to be a blessing to them to be able to at least say, hey, here go a brand new bag. We can't give you a house.
Right. We would if we could.
Would if we could. But at least here's something to help and assist, you know, with your situation. So
we're going to do the bags, suitcases, backpacks, blankets, and then we're also going to feed them.
Right.
A hot meal.
Yeah.
While we're there. So we're going to do that on July 1st.
July 1st.
So if you have any items that you want to donate.
What's the last day?
June 30th is the last day. That we can come to you and pick it up. Just give us a call or send us a message and we'll come and grab whatever you would like to donate. We've already received some donations, so thank you to the ones that have already gave us bags and blankets. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. It means a lot.
Yeah.
And so we're going to do that on July 1st. About 10 a.m., we're going to go downtown Dallas and serve the homeless and kind of, you know, be a blessing to them and just spend some time with them a little bit. And so, that's what we got.
If you live in like Rockwall, far out from us, then we'll meet you somewhere. Cause I ain't wasting no gas to come all the way out there. Okay, I'm not. But no, we will meet you. Or whatever. If we have to come out there, cause you can't meet us, we'll come.
We will come.
But yeah, it's for them. So we definitely want to be a blessing to them as well as they are a blessing to us.
Right, absolutely.
You know, so.
We learned a lot the last time we were there.
Yeah.
We got a chance to meet some great men.
Man, it may be some angels out there.
It could be.
Could be some angels out there.
You just talked about this last night.
Yeah.
At church.
Yeah.
So, You never overlook someone because you never know what kind of impact they will have on your life, regardless of their situation. You just never know. So yeah. So we just want to be
excited.
a blessing, put a smile on their faces, you know, and just kind of spend some time and love on them a little bit. And so we're not asking for any monetary donations. However, if you would like to submit the money, we'll go and purchase the items on your behalf.
Yeah.
We're not even asking you to go out and buy anything new.
Right.
A lot of this, like backpacks and stuff, our kids get backpacks every school year. They got backpacks in every color. They want a suitcase every time we go somewhere. They want a different kind of suitcase. So we just have stuff that's just piled up that we're not going to do anything with.
Yeah, and they're in good condition.
They're in great condition.
So if your bag is in bad condition, we don't want that. But if it's in good condition,
we want to give them something
zip
nice.
closed all the way. It have all 4 wheels with no hubcaps missing, stuff like that. Then we'll take them.
Not hubcap.
Yeah.
Oh, you
so if one of the wheels loose, ain't got no lug nuts on it.
Yeah, we don't want them
We
mad
don't want
at
that.
us.
Yeah.
We don't want to give them something they mad at us.
Yeah.
So we greatly appreciate whatever you all can do. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and you can email us inboxes. Email is TwaneandTiffDavis@gmail.com. So that's TWANE, the letter N, TIFF Davis@gmail.com. You can email us and say, hey, I have some stuff, and we'll come get it. You can also inbox us on our Facebook Messenger and let us know as well. I thought we already had it. We've been so busy. I think we probably do it sometime this week. For next week or sometime soon, I think we're gonna do like a little cash app or whatever. Just if you want to send monetary donations, that's fine as well, and we'll go pick it up. And we'll send you the receipt. We'll send you the receipt.
Yes, because I'm big on showing people where their money went to.
Yeah, so we'll definitely do that. Just so you know, like I said, so they can have something that can last them, something that's new, something that they'll feel really appreciated about. So, hey, we appreciate you guys, man.
Yes.
We thank you.
Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. This is our second week.
Yeah.
So thank you for taking some time out of your Thursday to hang out with us. And we hope to see you again next week. Next
week, baby. Hey, we love you guys. We thank you guys. Like and share the video.
Yes, please.
Let everybody know that we are here. This is an open podcast. So like I said, nobody tried to come on live today, but eventually over time people start coming on live because we want to hear your opinion.
Yes.
This is not just me and Tiff.
We want to hear from you.
This is opinion-based podcast. Like,
and everyone's opinion
opinion is welcome. Yes. So hey, again, we thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
I'm Twane.
Tiff.
And hey, on that note,